So you all day.
I was out here hopping, but really be cops. Young as I look at, I feel like I want. Big on G and I can't be stopped. Say you was homies, you really be ops.
What's wrong with a man being insecure about his woman having slept with a whole bunch of men? Now that's what I really want to know the answer to, because I get tired of women saying he's insecure. Okay, let's say you're right. So what? Now what? Yes, I'm insecure. I don't like the fact that you slept with a whole bunch of men. I don't like the fact that you were a sperm depository, a cum dumpster. I don't like that. So let's say that now that I've admitted that I'm insecure and that it bothers me because I'm worried about your fidelity, your loyalty to me. I'm worried about if you're gonna fall back into your ways, your habits, that when you were sleeping around with these men, that is gonna reveal itself in our relationship. I'm worried about if you're gonna cheat. I'm worried about all of these things. I'd be concerned about the long-term benefits of dealing with promiscuous women. I'd be concerned about your oxytocin receptors densified to the point where you can't effectively pair bond, poor sexual discipline. You didn't receive orgasms from the guys that you dealt with, which means you constantly chase validation because you want an orgasm. So you constantly have sex with more guys trying to chase an orgasm. All of those things are correlated to women having higher body counts, not to mention the scientifically rooted perspective of we are repulsed by women with higher body counts because of a phenomenon known as paternity uncertainty, which means a promiscuous woman is more likely to cuck you, to have a baby by another man, and you don't know about it.
Family is what?
Mother, father, children.
Right. And in order for men to have wives and children, and have a family, they must have women who think like wives. Women like you think like individuals and baby mamas. And a fractured mind is useless to a man who wants to build. Men who are looking to build cannot plant their seed in contaminated soil.
I feel like
So,
as the Black community, we were doing way better before.
we were doing way better when our women understood their role. And
Yeah, before
this right
that's
here,
what you
it's not
described.
integration is before you guys chose yourselves over the community. So now it's time for Black men to choose themselves over you. This is why Black men, you need to understand, you cannot choose a woman who does not want to be your partner. That's the bottom line. I'm being honest, man. You had just like you chose the man you chose, you also had men who were suitable that you likely didn't choose.
No.
Why do white people from northern states look different from white people in the South? The answer is in their DNA. Due to the fact that Ellis Island is located in the Northeast and received huge amounts of immigrants in the 20th century, Northeastern white Americans are mainly of Italian and Irish ancestry, as well as some minor Dutch admixture in New York, reflecting the original settlers of New York. White Americans from the Midwest are mainly of German ancestry, as Germans were immigrating heavily and settling in the Midwest, mostly to participate in agriculture, with some Scandinavian ancestry around Minnesota as well. Midwesterners may also have traces of Amerindian ancestry. However, white people from the South are mostly descended from original English colonists of United States, as well as having South Saharan African ancestry, usually in the range of 1 to 3%, which isn't seen in northern white Americans. This is also true for white people from Louisiana, with the difference of their European part being mainly of French origin, and having traces of Amerindian ancestry along with African ancestry.
Money, they need help. If I say fuck your shit, that's how I felt. And if you in your feelings about it, I'm like, well.
That's why I don't like men who like know their worth. Like, I hate y'all. I hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girls. I know my worth. I got my. For men was just like dinner and. But now y'all want to be like having real deep conversations and. Y'all want to be like, asking out what you do. Oh, I do. Trying to cut this off like, no, I don't got time for the drama, or you toxic. I hate when it says to me, you toxic. So what's up? What you doing tomorrow? Who teaching you all that shit? For real, who teaching you all that shit?
Teaching us what?
Y'all worth. I don't like that.
people have patterns of behavior. Nobody ever does anything once. So let's say if somebody sent you an angry email that offended you, and then they go, oh, I'm sorry, but that's not who I was. Something came over me. I'm not that person. You will probably accept that, but truth is, it's a pattern. They've done it many times. If they've screwed you in some way, they've screwed 10 other people in their past. You want to see people's patterns of behavior, that kind of compulsive element in them. That'll show you something very deep in their core. You also want to look at them in the moments where their guard is down. We all wear masks. We all try to present ourselves as being noble and great, but the mask comes down in certain elements. So you want to look at how they treat their children, their spouse, their employees. They might be nice to you because they want something out of you, but when their back is turned and they're talking to other people, they're the biggest raging asshole around. That gives you signs of they're trying to disguise this from you. But in the little details of life, they kind of reveal who they are.
So why is then 666 then associated with Satan?
Anytime you say something 3 times in Hebrew, it means the maximum. So 666 is the ultimate 6. 6 represents the physical world. 666 is complete physicality disconnected from spirituality.
Wow.
Hence, it's the mark of the beast because you're nothing more than an animal if all you do is pursue your physical desires, appetites, and wants. You become nothing more than an animal.
Why are you in this art thing if it's just for the money? Make way for the people who actually care about the art, because it's going to be hard to get to the money regardless. Having all y'all people who flood the opportunity to make money that are in it just for the money, even though it's not a great money opportunity, bro, y'all messing it up for everybody.
Yeah, bro, it's not the lick that you thought it was.
It's not the lick, man. It's not the lick.
They're trying to pin parents against kids, husbands against wives, men against women, church against attendees. Everything is pin. Now, this is nothing new. This whole concept of the divide and conquer concept has been around for a long time. Sun Tzu talked about it. It's been used in the military many times. When divorces happen, like my mom and dad, they got a divorce. I would see my mom would have some friends that would come over and they would start saying, so what is Gabriel doing? He doesn't do that. You got to be kidding me. He should do this. Here's what every man should do. And I'm hearing one of my aunties saying this to my mom. And then my dad comes home and all of a sudden I see my mom going up to my dad. You're not a good husband. You don't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. And he's like, where the hell is this coming from? But dad's never gonna know that such and such auntie was egging my mom against him. So many times this happened. Eventually they got divorced twice in 20 years. Behind closed doors, there was politics being played. So we have to understand that today someone's egging you against someone you love.
And I think slavery is a beautiful thing, you heard me, as long as I'm the master. There's always a dynamic. There's the rich and the poor. There's the master and the slave. Yep. You could be a fool and just hope that there's no slave, but it's always going to be one. The only question is, are you on the boss's level? You dig what I'm saying?
How can you tell if someone's lying? I get asked this question all the time. People who are lying are trying to convince you. People who are telling the truth will convey the information.
Ain't no need for niggas walking around thinking it's cute. Call my man, have Junior walk him down and execute.